Welcome back to Marbles. So I scooted the microphone a little bit closer to myself, so it should be a little bit less quiet if I accidentally lean back again. But the problem is still me. Whoa, what was that? Leaning forwards and backwards. So I think that sound was the checkpoint activating. Because I guess you need 0 gems for that to activate. I remember this one. I think I do remember this stage. So it's not to where it's anything I haven't gotten to before. I don't know if I got past this. I presumably did because I'm still pretty sure this is how you unlock that one set, the tutorial set. Unless there was some other criterion that I just wasn't aware of, which there might be. That I accidentally happened to fulfill. That felt graceful. I do appreciate that they give you a checkpoint right afterwards. On the subject of microphone though, it's not going to be much help being closer or further, or I say consistent distance from the microphone, if I'm not speaking clearly anyways or saying reasonable things. One difficulty that I do have, and I've had, one lifelong difficulty that I've had, I guess, is for some reason just saying things clearly. I tend to slur things together. I tend to try to speak a little bit faster than I can think. Why am I having a hard time on the second part, but not the first one? Or sometimes I'll try to say them faster than I can actually say them. And I just always do that. And it, of course, makes it a bit tougher to understand in many situations, which is fairly problematic in cases like this one, where the whole idea is for me to be saying things. That's something that's really tricky to address too, because it's kind of like a low-level thing, like this is how I speak. You need to fix how you speak. I need to look at where the ant was. Give me a second. But on top of that, it's also greatly complicated by the fact that this is a really interestingly shaped stage. It's complicated by the fact that I have no idea where this ant is. There we go. Oh, how are you turning? There you go. Both buttons are turning me in the same direction. What's happening here? Both left and right are making me rotate in the same direction. Because he just dropped down there. So it's just before the jump. Looks like. Okay. At the end. What was I saying? Oh, because it's basically just changing how you speak in general, which is a little tough to do. Well, there's that. But it's also difficult in the Let's Play context because in a Let's Play context, you are multitasking. It is by definition multitasking because you're playing a thing and talking at the same time. How much you focus on each will vary, and something that I have noticed is that more reputed Let's Players, people that get watched for themselves, for their personalities, tend to seem a little out of it sometimes when recording stuff. You might notice they can seem a little, they can have some real serious tunnel vision, or they can just not seem they can seem kind of absent-minded. I would say that the reason for that is because they're actually doing a lot more of their attention to speaking than to the game. Which, of course, is not really possible for playing a game like this one. The whole idea is the difficulty. At least this portion of this game. But even beyond that, just multitasking in general and trying to... And the general skill of being able to talk while doing another thing is something that one has to develop, which I'd say I like to think that I've developed to some degree. But even still, that doesn't mean that I can talk and then play a game and pay attention to what I'm saying very closely at the same time. The idea, as you get better at it, I don't think it's really that you get better at multitasking or anything like that. I think it's more just that you get better at talking without having to think too much, so you can still devote some amount of attention to the game. Or it might be the other way around, I guess, as in the case of the people I was talking about earlier, where, geez, straight line please, where you manage to put more attention to what you're saying and kind of play games on autopilot, which of course will be easier if it's a game that you're familiar with and whatnot. And it's not a game like this one. Otherwise, if it's something that's new to you, you can end up seeing, one, just bad at the game. That's probably the Let's Player's curse, some people might call it. Where you seem to just do worse at a game when you're Let's Playing it. Well, yeah, because your attention is divided. And beyond that, you'll find people just not noticing things and whatnot when playing stuff and commentating because their attention is divided. My point being that there's a great difficulty in actually paying attention to what I'm saying and how I'm saying it, while also playing a game. Which makes it difficult to try to focus on how I'm pronouncing words while also playing a game. What you really need to do is you need to get to a point where you can unconsciously speak better, which is a bit more difficult because you just need to develop the habit of always speaking better regardless of any other external factor. Almost. Which of course is a good life skill anyways, so it's not like I shouldn't be trying to do that anyways. Being understood by people. Although I should probably look into how one would actually do that, because modifying something as basic as how you speak seems a little difficult. And I can change things like how I pronounce individual words a lot without much trouble, but how I speak in general is another matter. Like modifying my actual speed of speech, for instance, in general. Something that sounds trivial. For instance. I have other difficulties with commentary too that in some cases might stem from, well, any combination of things I've been talking about. I do have a tendency to, well, there are a few things, I'm doing it right now. I have a tendency to interrupt myself for one. So then I have to come back to, I have to remember whatever it was I was saying so I can come back to it. But if I don't remember that thing, then I can't come back to it. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't notice that I've failed to come back to something that I meant to come back to. But even if I notice that I failed to come back to something, doesn't actually remember what it was I was trying to come back to anyways. Darn, you need a lot of speed for that. And you have moments like this one where I'm not saying anything from because I'm just trying to, well, focus. There's something weird about the collisions of this. I don't know if it's deliberate or not, but there's something weird about the collisions of this platform here. It's bumpy. Yeah, why is it so bumpy? It looks smooth, doesn't it? It absolutely is not. This one I get being bumpy because it's... because the geometry is just only so fine. You know, it being bumpy is still something that makes it a bit harder to deal with. Like, see this thing, for instance, here is totally smooth, even though it's... I think slightly slanted. I think it is. Yeah, I believe it is. There you go, jeez. That took some time. Alright, more desert available. I need to check at some point if I have that one part set or not. I couldn't quite tell how to actually get to that yet. I should make sure I know how to do that. But I do have a tendency to leave topics and then just never come back to them, or things like that. Mainly because for a few reasons, one being I interrupt myself constantly, and thus I have to come back to things. Beyond that, I think me speaking faster, trying to speak faster than I can actually speak, also worsens that issue. How do you get up here? I guess I can kind of see how you would do that. Yeah, I think I get the idea. I don't know if I like it, but okay. And I jump over here, jeez. What's the idea here? Well, this is kind of free down here, so I guess I'll pick that up. Nice, so you just jump across, that's no big deal. Not too big of a deal, I said. So I left foot is already falling asleep. I found out that if I sit with my legs out, then only one leg usually falls asleep instead of both, and it's a lot easier to walk off of one leg falling asleep than both. Calm down there. I feel like there was some third, again, on the subject of me not coming back to things because of forgetting them. I feel like there's a third thing I wanted to say that posed a difficulty for my commentary that I've just forgotten. Also, one random, weird, unrelated thing. Look on the left side of the screen. This might keep bothering you for like ever if I put this out, but see how those gears actually cross a bit into the black on the left side of the screen? It's a little weird. Also, this game's not perfectly 4:3. Or 69, I mean to say. It's just mostly 69, which is kind of weird to me. I don't know why that is. It's just not quite wide enough. And then a couple graphical elements kind of go out into the black. I really don't know what the situation is with this game in widescreen. But it automatically goes into widescreen if I say use widescreen depending on the game settings, so. There you go. My foot is completely asleep now, darn it. Yeah, much bigger jump than that. My god. I guess that's why the sticky stuff is there, because you need to go fast. There you go. Where is that? I guess is it actually in between these two? Yeah, okay. So this ant that I want here, it looks like you need to... Well, I can't just go upside down. How do I do that? Because I think I want to do this, but you can't go upside down. That doesn't work. How do you do that? I need to figure this out for a second here. How does one get up there? You have to get up there later? Perhaps? Oh, I see it now. Okay. Yeah, it's a little bit later. My god, my foot is completely asleep. No! I don't know how to handle this. Oh. That's gonna be real fun after this episode is over. I can wake it back up again. I really don't know what to do about this foot. Feels like I shouldn't just be leaving it there asleep, and it's making me lose focus. Darn it! I can try to wiggle it all I want, but it still stays asleep. It's kind of funny how slowly it slides down when it's on sticky stuff. Okay, hi Ant, you're just kind of there, taunting me. Okay, so now we drop down here, and that's the idea. It's really steep. Change of angle. We got him. No big deal. Alright. Now I can finish this level and be done with my sleepy foot for at least the next few minutes. Everything I've been saying about staying calm, and look what happens now. My performance degrades, in fact, because I'm not keeping calm. Because my foot. Physical distractions. Okay. Now then, I'll see you guys next time, next episode. Sand. And thing available. Okay, cool. See you everyone.